guys, it's Kavya from Kavya the Bibliophile, and today I'm here with a special guest,
Robyn.
We're going to be reviewing Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, the movie, not the book. As usual, this review is going to contain spoilers for both the movie and the book, so if you haven't watched it or read it, I would suggest you don't watch this, because I'm not going to be held accountable. Yeah. Neither will Robyn. Tim Burton directed this movie, which I think kind of...
It added this, you know, the Tim Burton feel to the movie.
Yeah, you could see that when you were watching the movie, and I think that once you knew that, a lot of it made a lot more sense.
Yeah. Like, when I first heard of it, I was like, this movie was kind of weird, because I didn't think it was a horror book. Movie, because reading the book, it was supposed to be creepy, but not like a horror kind of thing. Like, it was supposed to give you...
Like, not Stephen King.
Yeah, like, it's not like chills, but it's giving you kind of like an off vibe. And, like, the kind of, that, like, aesthetic from the book was not really transferred to the movie very well. It was kind of all over the place when it comes to stuff. So, although I do like Tim Burton's directing and stuff, I feel like it clashed with a lot of the other things. So if they had like one person who was really like governing over it and putting their like twist on everything, I feel like it would have like been more in harmony.
Yeah, I'm not even sure it was just that. I think maybe it's because Tim Burton was trying to do his personal twist on it. I'm just not sure that that's what this movie necessarily needed, because I don't know, like, we've all, I'm sure, have seen Tim Burton movies. We know the kind of feel he gives off, and I just think that this one required a more eerie aspect. Like, I think that visually it was very appealing. The camera angles, the sets,
the shots were taken very well, and I think the
background was all, everything was all great, but I just think that the entire feel of it, like the way it was all put together, it just didn't give you the vibe that I was hoping to get. Like the kind of dark, not, as you said, not like horror, but kind of a darker vibe, because you know it's about peculiar children, so and considering the photographs in the book and such, I'm sure you would expect a little bit more of something dark from it.
Yeah, and if you haven't read the book, like, go buy yourself a copy, because there's like, I don't know, if you don't know this, then go get the book and go away. That was me. I'm sorry. I love you. Love you, viewers. But like, there's like photos in the books. I don't know, maybe that was the inspiration for the author. What's their name?
Ransom Riggs.
Ransom Riggs, that was probably their inspiration. And I think that it was a totally cool like aspect that you can put in those photos. Those like, they're like antique photos, and some of them are weird. But that's where like most of the visual inspiration came from as well. But I think that that creepy aesthetic could have been carried out by Tim Burton, but I think his style is so unique that I don't think it really fit with that. Yeah. So they probably could have pulled it off, but the other aspects that were clashing, like during the fight scene, when they started playing like techno music, I was like, okay, but not here. Like, take that to your party. Not in this scene. It should have been like intense.
Like it was good music.
Yeah, it was fine music, but it just didn't fit within it. Like, if you're trying to carry a horror aspect, keep it horror. If you're trying to, like, lighten the mood, don't put in techno music. You have to carry that out. Not like, guys, it's not horror, okay? Like, you can't just go out and tell them. You have to, like, give that the feel, where you're not on edge on some parts. Just, I don't think the music fit in very well in all of it. Really, that was the only part that was kind of weird, right?
Yeah, kind of. I think that just in general, it's not necessarily one or two parts that were weird. I think just if you put everything together, it kind of gave it that feel. And then,
it just didn't flow.
Yeah, and acting-wise, I kind of felt a similar way.
Yeah, both of those kind of brought you out at some points of the movie where it was kind of like, I'm not sitting here like immersed in this film. I'm sitting here in the theater. Like, that was a weird choice. Like, okay.
Like, you could tell that. Like, you knew that it was, like, you felt that separation. Yeah, they didn't have any way to, I guess, break the fourth wall. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, not like Deadpool level where he's like, hey guys!
No, not that level. But just kind
of... Off topic.
Everyone loves Deadpool. But I think just breaking the fourth wall in the sense that you kind of wanted to feel more immersed into it. Yeah. Rather than having this weird, like, being jolted out of it again. It's like when you're reading a book and you see that one grammar error and you're like, what? And you kind of get jolted out of it. I think because of how they put together the movie, that's a lot of what happened. Like, there were points where I would start getting into it and I was like, oh, this is interesting, and then something would happen and I'd be like, what?
You'd be like, why are there skeletons? Why are they fighting these ice cream covered monsters? Why is there techno music?
Yeah. That one scene.
That one scene is just, it was like, low-key, everything was kind of not flowing, but then that one scene was there, I was like, okay, somebody was not happy in this art directory. Like, Tommy, you needed to, like, leave and have your own movie. Go to, like, the damn Trolls movie or something, okay?
And it wasn't even just with the cinematography. Yeah. I think the way they played out the plot as well.
Definitely.
Because one thing I thought that they did was they kind of dragged on the ending. Like, from what I remember in the books, it kind of ends right after Miss Peregrine gets taken as a bird. And I think that's at least some point where they should have stopped it. Maybe they could have taken it a little bit further. But they could have spent that, I don't know, half an hour or whatever, dragging it out, that they could have transferred to the beginning to actually build a base. They never built a base. They kind of just expected you to know. Yeah. And I guess for people like us who've read the books, it was easier.
Definitely. Because you knew what was set up, but if you haven't read the books, you would be totally lost. And I personally hate it when, like, books or movies or TV shows or anything just throws you into it. Like, not like, this is my Aunt Sally, she did this or whatever. It's like, yeah, don't literally say it, but if you give us an experience that explains it, that makes sense. But this movie kind of did the thing where it just throws you in, and you don't have any explanation. This is just, man, we don't know who he is until, like, 12 minutes later, and then he's talking to some guy on the phone, not even, like, sounds totally fake, like, hello, Henry, how are you?
It sounded so fake.
The beginning, it started off rough, but it got better throughout. Just the acting, I don't know, maybe it was just so stiff at the beginning.
Yeah, I think that at some points it, like, got to the point where you were like, oh, and now they're showing emotion, and then it got really stiff again, and it just kind of kept having that weird balance. It was the same way that I was, like, sometimes I felt like I could get into it because of the emotion, but then other times it was like, why does this person sound like this?
Yeah, like, they sounded kind of like robots. Or, like, someone did a voiceover, but the voiceover person, like, did not know what they were doing.
Yeah, they were just like, oh, line, here, I read.
Yeah, but it definitely got better throughout the film. Maybe they were just, like, uncomfortable at that point. They were beginning the movie or something, and they just weren't right. I don't know. It was weird, though.
Yeah, I mean, and I can understand that being uncomfortable in the beginning, but, I mean, then maybe they should have tried to give them some more time to warm up or something.
Yeah, or just redone that scene that was really weird.
Just redone it or something. Just kind of giving them more time to kind of get the feel of their characters and experience it. And I don't know, I feel like they just took these actors and were like, here's part, go. Yeah. Or something like that. Because it seemed like throughout the movie they were trying to connect with their characters, like as though the movie was their rehearsal.
Yeah, it seemed like kind of, the beginning was like a dress rehearsal, and afterwards, once you have like the big plot stuff happening, it seemed like they were more involved. Maybe the characters were literally, like the actors were literally more interested, but either way, it was just, it felt so staged, like high school play kind of thing, where it's like, yeah, they might be into it, but they're not getting graded. They don't really care.
So I think that the younger actors did a really good job of portraying their parts.
Yeah, like the young ones, because it was a home for children. Of course, they needed young actors, and oftentimes the children are not quite experienced because they're so young, and you wouldn't expect them to have acting experience. But I think the children did super well.
And by children, we're talking specifically about Fiona, Claire, and Bronwyn, who I think portrayed their parts really well. And then the adolescents were kind of at stages. There was Olive. You know, first of all, Olive was not an adolescent in the books, which kind of I think that they changed a lot that was unnecessary, such as making Olive an adolescent and switching Olive and Emma's peculiarities
and making the unnecessary romance between Enoch and Olive. I don't know why that happened.
I think that's what they were trying to do. They were changing this to make that.
Yeah. I think that was unnecessary because just as a viewer, even reading the books, like, I felt absolutely no connections between them, and unfortunately, it literally felt more real than Emma and Jake's relationship, which was kind of sad because they, like, moved something around to have, like, a connection that was never even there in the books, and that turned out better than how they tried to portray the romance that was there in the books and was built up well in the books.
I think that they tried to make this movie some weird, stiff, romantic movie with comedic aspects, and what I wanted from it was kind of that eerie, darker feel that kind of followed the books, and I think that for what they were going for, it definitely didn't turn out bad. I wouldn't say that it was a bad movie. It was just...
It was a good movie. It was just stiff and kind of strange.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, after you saw it, you were kind of just like, I don't really know what I just saw.
Yeah. And the ending didn't even give you like a sound thing.
Yeah, that's why I say they should have just ended it with Miss Peregrine, and then I don't know, maybe have spent more time again plot building and character development, because then I think I would have also been more invested in the movie. I'm not saying take like an hour to build the plot.
Yeah, obviously not. But some parts that were weird and stiff and unnecessary, they could have been used to build, say, Jake and Emma's relationship, so that you actually felt something. Like if you had a scene where they were talking about like themselves to each other instead of just the plot, because they just felt like friends talking or just acquaintances talking. They didn't even know each other for that long.
I think just the entire feel I got from this, it was just really stiff. Like, it's just, I didn't feel like, although I felt like the movie wasn't necessarily bad, I just didn't feel like I could be truly invested in it. I felt like I was just watching some weird prophetic dream or something, like Horace's dream.
Like Horace's dream.
Like, that's kind of how it felt the entire movie. And I was just like, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, but I'm gonna say, like, right now, of all the adolescents, I think Jake did fine, but again, some parts were stiff. That was probably due to something else. But I gotta say that Enoch actually did a really good job portraying his character. If you're a first-time actor, you are too good at being the bad guy. You need to get yourself checked out.
Although it does bug me that they had to make his character the bad guy, because that's not how it happened in the books. Like, why have this unnecessary cut, like, I don't know, whatever.
Just weird, like,
masculine battle or whatever between them. It was so unnecessary. Yeah. I'm gonna...
Speaking of unnecessary, that whole Victor thing could have been totally removed.
They could have done it so much better. Like, why did they not just go to Martin, like, in the books, or just cut that part out entirely?
Yeah.
Like, why have him wake up and be like, hi, my name is Victor?
Yeah, because it wasn't scary. It was just, like, weird.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were a kid, it would be scary. But, like, either way, it didn't help develop Enoch's character at all. I think he would have been way better off without it. Yeah, it just made me be like, what is wrong with this guy?
Yeah. And, I don't know, and I think that they just tried to create this unnecessary... They tried to make Enoch's character so much more evil than he was, and that was so unnecessary. And I really wish that more characters such as Hugh and Horace and Millard would have gotten more screen time instead of focusing on these unnecessary romantic relationships and masculine battles and such. They should have spent more time actually, you know, developing the more, the characters from the books were developed well, because I think that they all have something good to them. Yeah. And they should have spent more time with that, and they should have spent more time with the plot, and just... They could have done so much more with it than they did.
They really could have. And, I mean, it probably makes sense they didn't have enough in them to make a second movie. And I totally understand if they don't want to make a second one, why they ended it like this. But I still think that they shouldn't have ended it, like, with this, like, stiff relationship. I hate to keep using the same word, but it's just, that's the only thing you can describe it as. It's, like, fake. It's so obviously fake.
I mean, if anything, they could have just cut out that last part and just ended it once they defeated Baron.
Or just have, like an intimate thing instead of, like, this, look, guys, we're finally giving you what you want. But we're like, we didn't want that.
Yeah, no one wanted that, literally.
Yeah. There was no reason to put that in.
It was kind of, I guess it's just strange. That's the only way I can describe it as my overall feel.
But not like the book where it was creepy or eerie and it gives you this kind of, this is a cool new thing, which is what I really liked about the book. Yeah. Although I read it like 2 years ago, it stuck with me, like the feeling, this new, like, this kind of eerie vibe where it's like if you walk into a haunted house, like a real haunted house. Not like the school haunted house or something, but if you walk into a real haunted house and you get that feeling like, oh wow, there's something like off about this. That's what that book gave you, and that the fact that it can instill it was so cool. But they didn't carry that at all throughout in the movie, and it was really disappointing because that's what I was expecting.
And it's understandable that they couldn't have put everything from the book into the movie because obviously they don't have 600 pages worth of screen time. But they could have done. That doesn't mean they didn't have space to do so much more. They could have taken out all the unnecessary things they tried to add to it, and I understand wanting to put your own original spin on the movie so that the book readers who come in aren't bored, but they could have done that a better way. Like, I still wanted to see the book portrayed into the movie, even if I wanted it to have originality. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, and with the boat, like, we have mixed feelings because the boat, it was a new, interesting idea. I feel like once again they were forcing like Emma and Jake to like have a thing. If it was just like friendship and it was like shorter, I think it would have been way cooler.
They could have done it well.
Yeah, they could have done it a lot better. But they did a really good job exhibiting their like SFX. It looked super cool in the movie.
Oh yeah,
but it felt weird. Yeah, the effects in the movie were like, they were fantastic. They were really cool. How they did these like peculiarities is like kind of hard to manifest because I mean, you have to make someone float. Like, even that, I know is difficult because...
Because you float.
Yeah, because you float. No, but, like, even down to, like, animating a real-ass squirrel. Like, I know that takes a lot of work. So I think the effects were great. I think the cinematography was great. The young kids' acting was great. Enoch was great. And I think Claire did a good job of portraying her character. I think their character was, like, a little
Claire? What do you mean, Claire?
Not Claire, what's her name? Olive.
Olive, yeah.
The fire one that didn't need to be fire. She was the floating one.
Fire one was supposed to be floating and small.
Yeah, not like an adolescent. I don't know why they did that. It was so unnecessary.
I think that they all did a good job. I think that I just wanted more of the book. Like, see, we haven't even been able to talk about Miss Peregrine or anything because there was nothing they really did for her. They were just like, here she is, now she's gone. Like, she
was strange because she was supposed to be a big focus, like a big influential thing. But
I feel like they cut her down too much. And
yeah,
just kind
a
of
lot.
Like, they just made her really stiff. Like, I think that the actress did a good job portraying what she was told to do, but I don't know if I agree with what she was told to do.
Yeah, I think that whoever directed her for that, I don't think that was the right way to go. And also how she had her accent, which is fine because where they're from, it makes sense. But she talked fast and it was hard to understand. And we saw it in the movie, so there's no subtitles, so you really don't know what's going on.
It's not even just that she talked fast. It was like, if she was just talking fast like this, like, I mean, there was some way you could work around it, but she would be talking fast, she would be talking about something no one even knew what she was talking about, like she'd be saying scientific facts and everything, and that was pretty much how I felt throughout.
What is a tallywhacker? I don't know. And while I'm trying to figure it out, she's already gone past like 5 more lines.
It's just, and it was, and she felt really stiff, like, because there was not even any emotion in her voice, you didn't know, what am I trying to get from your conversation? It was just like, and a tally, or it was much faster than I was like, and a tallywhacker, it was like, there was
in an accent, and you don't know what she's saying, and it has no correspondence to the book. So, and she had that character. I really hate these characters in books, in movies, in TV shows, in anything, that they're supposed to be like all-knowing, where I'm just like, no one is all-knowing, and they just come off snooty, and they come off like annoying.
And in the book, that's not how I felt. I felt she was more like a teacherly, I guess.
Yeah, teacher, motherly, and
motherly,
like maternal to these young children, but she was like kind of weird.
Yeah, like, when she told Jake to protect them, it was like
it was like she just gives off like a weird vibe. Like, well, keep your kid away from her. Like, is she okay? But I don't know. I feel like I think she did a good job portraying the part, but the part was not like a good way to go with it.
Yeah, I don't know. Overall, there was so much more they could have done.
I think Baron was a really fun character, and I think he did a good job representing the only color in that film. Why?
Yeah, I think that one thing I had a big issue with was there was literally no representation.
Literally not. It was just Baron, and he was the bad guy. They do that. They're like, you get one colored character, and guess what? They're evil. No, we're not racist. What are you talking about?
That was just
But I think he did a wonderful job playing his part, and he was like the one kind of comedic thing, but in the same way still carrying around like with the villain, like the funny villain, and I think he did that very well.
Yeah.
I enjoyed his character possibly the most.
Yeah, I think his character was
him and Enoch, I think, did a very, very good job.
And the young children.
Yeah, definitely the kids. It's like, props to you guys.
Yeah.
Like, wow. When I was in 5th grade, I couldn't even talk like... Yeah, when I was like young, like in 3rd grade to 5th grade, like I couldn't even act like in my daily life as convincingly as you. Like when I was sincere. So good job to all the children. And of course good job to all the cast, but there's just, it was kind of strange at parts.
That's how we felt.
Yeah, that's how I feel in my soul.
Thank you guys so much for watching and spending, you know, your afternoon, your evening, your morning, whatever time of day it is.
If it's 3 a.m., go to bed, okay? I know I get in these little YouTube holes at 3 a.m. Go to bed. This is your sign. Go to sleep.
As usual, all my social media will be in the description below if you want to be friends. My Goodreads will be in the description below so you can follow me on there. I try to update as often as I can, but sometimes I forget that I read a book. But I try to update as often as I can, and I will be this weekend. So Definitely check that out.
My links will probably be in the description below.
That's it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love to check and reply to your comments, and maybe they'll even get to see some of them and share their thoughts. And, you know, subscribe because I make new videos every week. And next week you're getting a blooper reel. Spoiler alert. Thank you for watching. Have a great day or night wherever you are. I love you all. And goodbye.
I love you too. Let's drop down. Come with us to the description. Bye.